Hello, everybody. My name is Philip Kyle. I am joined here today by Nikki, who's going to give a personal statement. Love it. Of how the witness, Kim Sokbo Christensen, better known as Kim Lakefort, set Nikki on the path of sevenfold wisdom and knowledge. How you doing, Nikki?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Wonderful stuff. I'm literally like gonna ask you a breaking point question. So start from the beginning, Nikki. Like before you met Kim, like let's say roughly, just to give it a time frame, 5 years. Like where did it all go wrong in regards to your current dilemma?
Well, I would say 2020 when the COVID came out. That was my real, like, what the hell's going on? That was my, surreal moment. And then when the mandatory vaccines came in, that was just like, what, like nothing made sense. But um, I could feel that something was wrong. And I knew something was wrong because at the start, I was really lost and I didn't know what to do. And I started following the freedom movement. So I was going to the protests, and not all of them, but I was going to some. And I was supporting them, and I was on all their pages, and all the rest. And and then out of the blue one day, Kim's post just kept coming up on my timeline. And to be honest, he came up a lot, and I kept scrolling past it. I kept looking at him and thinking, who is this person? And then I'll scroll past. And then one day, I thought, right, he keeps showing up on my page. I'm going to listen, and I did. I listened, and he spoke about the Wim Hof method. Now, this is the very first time I've ever heard Kim talk, and I listened to him speak for a good 20, 25 minutes, something like that. And all he spoke about was how you can only gain and all the things that he speaks about all the time. And he got my attention because at the time I had tennis elbow, I had golfer's elbow, I had inflammation on the knee, and I thought I was going to have to leave my job because it was just getting worse. And so I listened to him. I showed my partner, and we both listened to him again. And then we started the Wim Hof the very next day. And that's how I found Kim. For a while there, I just focused on the method. And day five, I came home and I said to my partner, "Oh, I feel like my pain has decreased in my elbows like 50%." And he was like, "Oh, yeah." And then we didn't think anything of it. And I carried on working. And I noticed at work that the job that created it, it was leaving me. And by day 23, I had no tennis elbow, no golfer's elbow, no inflammation in the knee, and I was blown away. So
Oh,
I hadn't even finished my 30 days. So that was my introduction to Kim.
wow, that's freaking awesome. Like let's talk about that for a second, because I want to like what let's explore that area, like in regard what you felt with your body when you did the wind hole breathing and got into that program in general.
Well, well, it was weird. Like, I wasn't excited about it, to be honest. I hated the cold shower, and I was dreading it the next day. I'll go to bed, and then in the morning I'll be like, oh no, I've got to have a cold shower again. But I my partner would go first, and then I'd go after him. He was like my encouragement.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, yeah, he was determined to do the 30 days, and so was I, especially after day five when I noticed 50% decrease in my elbows. Now I really was blown away, and I was getting excited because I was thinking, holy shit, all I'm doing is having a cold shower and breathing exercises, and I couldn't even do the breathing exercises properly. I was terrible,
Oh,
you know.
that's so
So
cool.
but I didn't care. I kept going because I just got too excited when I started feeling all the pain go. And yeah, after day 23, I just couldn't believe what was going on. My body, and I would actually say to others, "Oh my God, my body's healing." And actually, I've got to go back a little bit. Before I even come across Kim, I went through a bit of a bad patch actually, and I didn't realize I had fear from all the COVID. I didn't realize, and I I was posting up stuff and whatever to do with the vaccine and whatever. And then I noticed one day I just got really scared and I didn't even know why. And I just had tears coming out of my eyes. And I said to my partner, something's wrong, something's wrong with the world. And he goes, what? And I said, something's wrong. And there's something wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong, but
Yeah.
I was really upset. I was really, really upset. And he said to me, get off that fucking Facebook. It's that social media because he hates all social. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And I says to him, all right, I'm going to get off. And I did. I got off for about 4 weeks and I felt good. And
Yeah.
then I thought, okay, I'm all right to get back on again. And that's when I had the voice in my mind and I didn't understand all that then. And I had this, so when I got back on social media, it come back again. But this time round, I felt an emptiness come in my stomach, and I was really scared. I was actually in fear big time, and then I started having suicidal thoughts, and even the voice was saying to me, "Oh, just kill your family, kill them first, and then kill yourself." And I was like, "What?" In my head, why am I thinking like this? And voice was actually telling me, you're better off to do that. You're better off to leave the world rather than be here.
Yeah.
Just get out of it. Just leave the world. Kill your family first. Kill your kids. Kill your partner, and then do yourself last. And I was thinking,
Yeah.
as it
Where's
was, I would
coming
be
from?
too shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
and I would have been too shit scared to even do anything because I'm scared to do stuff like that. But I had the worst feeling in my stomach where I felt like something had been ripped out of me. And I actually had this for a while. I didn't feel like I was a complete body, and I knew something was wrong with me. And I actually rang my mum probably like 7, 8 days later, and I said to her, "Oh, mum, something's wrong with me." And she said, "Oh, what's wrong?" And I said to her, "I feel like something's been ripped out of my stomach. It feels empty." And she said, "I know what that is." And I said, "What is it?" And she said, "It's the feeling of loss."
Yeah.
And I said, what do you mean? And she said, "It's like when someone's passed away. It's that feeling." And I just went, holy shit. And she said, "What are you going to do about it?" And I said, "Oh, I'm going to have to get off. Take her out, please. I'm going to have to get off social media and, all that stuff." And she said, "Yeah, get off it because, with what was happening in the world, it didn't feel right for me."
Yeah.
And then I remember one Sunday, my family and I, we went to Manly Beach in Sydney, and my kids needed to go to the toilet. So we went down to the public toilets, and there in big red, somebody had spray painted in big red writing, "Death is inevitable." And
Wow.
and my youngest son said, "Mum, what does inevitable mean?" And my oldest son said, "It's going to happen regardless." Like I couldn't even talk because it shocked me just seeing that.
Yes.
And
It's a
I
message.
just,
It's a clear message,
yeah,
right? You have to see, that's the thing about, people call it miracles, but it's how God works in a mysterious way, man. He was sending you a message, literally, like, need to be aware, that
Yeah.
we are our own demons, right? We are our own destructive engines, machine, more or less, right? Oh wow, incredible! Continue.
Mm.
That's awesome.
So anyway, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my partner that I had still had that feeling of loss. So I had that for a while, and it was horrible. It's the worst feeling ever. And then I was on social media one day, and that's when I got onto Kim after seeing him many a times, and that's how I started the Wim Hof method, and that's when my mind started to become good, um, and my body was physically healing, and fear was leaving me. And I remember getting up on social media after my 30 days because Wim Hof always said, please share far and wide. And I always thought, well, I've got to do it first because I've got to walk the talk, you know. So I did my 30 days, and I was probably 2 weeks after my 30 days when I actually got on, and I did a live and shared it on my page, and I spoke about the Wim Hof method and all the benefits and how it had made me feel. And I just put it out there, doing my part for Wim Hof, you know, sharing it with the people. And yeah, I actually had a few people start, and they still do it to this day.
Oh, that's amazing, amazing. And I,
Yeah,
and it goes to show the power, right? You get because you get inspirational, right? You get this feeling that I need to talk about this. I need to impress others with this experience of actually receiving this energy, right? Because let's be
yeah,
real, because we are tapping into this field of energy when we do the breathing because we're taking so much oxygen and just it's amazing. Like I could for everyone listening, I can only highly recommend. Everything is gonna be linked in the description, but it is beyond like anything people can imagine. It's just pure energy coming into your body. And it's the same with the cold showers, just like Nikki said. I hate this. Yes, that's the right spirit. Hate going into the shower. Hate it every
yeah,
day.
yeah,
Hate it every single time. You're not supposed to love the cold. You're supposed to hate it because when you go into it, you have a so I would almost say courage to face this fear, right? To break free from like, oh yeah, today I'm gonna beat the living snot out of the shower or bathtub or whatever just by facing this
yeah,
call, right? I see that's the kind of attitude people need to understand because it's not about oh shit, it's cold. No, no, no. It's about you literally having the guts to be like, nah, you're not gonna take me down today. I'm gonna beat your ass today. That kind of attitude. But yeah, man,
yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome, Nikki. That's really powerful because it's what it's all about, you guys. Inspiring people to take the necessary steps to actually heal themselves. And as you can hear with what Nikki just said about a few things, what the Wim Hof breathing does, for example, it lowers your need with asthma. It helps you breathe properly. It helps you stress less, and pretty much cures you on of inflation in general. It
yeah,
also like helps you with cancer. There's
yes,
also a lot of lung problems. Like all of it, all the studies is gonna be put out there, but it's basically the fundamental issue is that we are not breathing properly. We are not,
yeah,
and that's the thing when we talk about the media in general. There's too much attention or divide and conquer scenarios on the media, all about having
mm,
opinions and throwing it out there. And it's kind of a mess because what it does is actually destroys our body when we're in that kind of phase of left versus right, or that's your opinion, that's my opinion, and it's very negative. And as you discovered, you feel that drain you, right? It really just collapses you in general through your spirit, which is why
yeah,
when you began your journey, you found that out. Oh, and especially that message, holy smokes, that's wild. Because
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, when I did do my live and I shared it with everyone, I did say to everyone, stress leaves you, because I found when I was doing it, I wasn't in fear anymore. Like that went. And I even when things would come up after that, I would be annoyed by it, but I wasn't scared anymore.
yeah,
Everything was like walking out the door.
yeah, it's like water off a duck's back, right? Just like Kim says it. It's perfect. It's such a good metaphor. It's like, yeah, yeah, it just comes down to your back and you'll be like, yeah, yeah, whatever, mate, carry on. It's literally
Yeah.
like that. It's so powerful, because
And even now, because in Sydney, our summers here are freaking hot, out the gate hot. And so that's why I got an ice bath, because my showers were too warm. And like at the moment, it's winter here. It's not as cold as cold countries, but it's all cold, like the water's icy. So I can just have the cold shower. But yeah, in the summertime, there's just the cold showers weren't cold.
yeah, I
They
can
were
imagine
really,
that.
really warm.
Can imagine that. I can imagine up here in the Nordic, up here in Denmark and Sweden and what. That's cold. That's some cold
Yeah,
water we got,
yeah,
especially the fjords. Like it's the same when I shared my videos and pictures of me in the fjords. It's like, why do you have a cap on? Ah, go figure. It's fucking cold. And it's the same with people wearing gloves when they're on the icy fjords. Yeah, why do you think they wear gloves? Because it's freaking cold for the fingers. It's
yeah,
amazing because you need to think with a clear mind and not just walk into this like I can break the ice with my bare hands or all of these stupid things. You need to use common sense when you enter the cold rather than just be an
yeah,
absolute bellend when it comes to the show, right? Because
yeah,
it pays to be smart, not stupid in this scenario, because it can actually hurt you in more ways than people let it. Because you're kind of like it's the same with when you start this. I'm just gonna like quickly go into a tutorial here. Basically, get used to the warm water, turn out the cold water for a minute, and then go back to hot again. Because you need to remember, get used to it, you guys. Everything is gonna be linked in the description. But on that subject, so we've already talked about the steps, the necessary steps you made after watching that. It's like feeling or seeing Kim for the first time. Can you talk about that? Like what it really just gave you signals. Like how did it make you
um, well,
feel?
actually, he made me feel really good, because that's what we were talking. That's what he spoke about, was the Wim Hof method. So the way I had been feeling, and with the inflammation going on with me and everything else, and not right in the head and everything, um, it was nice to hear a positive outlook on something, because I hadn't seen anything positive for a while. And yeah, he got me motivated basically. Like I didn't even have to think twice. I didn't have to watch another video. I was like, right, I'm doing this. So thank God my partner, was all for it too. And it was a no-brainer. I wanted those benefits. Like if it was going to heal my body, I was going to do it.
That's powerful because a lot of people out there, with your partner, sorry, on board and everything. That's powerful because what it does
Yeah.
is you encourage each other, right? Yeah, and that goes to everyone out there having friends or whatever. Get in touch with people who actually are on this program or have done these achievements, like Nikki here with the every day in a cold bathtub or whatever, because they got some experience now, right? We got some experience dealing with this cold, and trust me, we understand how the process of literally entering this shit cold water is it's tough. It's tough, right? And I can only recommend people talk about it. rather than running away from it, because it's a massive booster in regards to
mm.
building up confidence and understanding your body. Because that's another thing with the Wim Hof breathing and cold shower. You can feel the fucking blood flow in your body. You can
Yeah.
feel
Do you know,
yeah.
I remember when I first started, and um I would be doing my breathing exercises, and I could, you feel the tingling, you feel the body temperature changing, and I used to feel a light touch on my pelvic muscle, like the lightest
Yes.
touch, just going,
Yes.
and and then I'd feel, and then I'd hear cicadas. I don't know if you did, but I could hear
Yes.
cicadas,
Yep. Yep.
and there was something else, and then I remember, this is further along, like a few months down, and I saw something. That's right, something. I can't remember what it was, but something showed itself to me very quick, and then went, oh, what was it? I've just had a mind blank because it's just come to me again. I completely forgot about that. What did
Oh,
they show me?
that's that.
I was showing something. Sorry, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I actually remember I shared that on one of Wim Hof's interviews, and somebody had put up, their what's their experiences, and I actually shared that something showed itself to me, and it was there, and then it was gone,
Yeah.
like that fast. But
Can I actually
yeah,
say
so I
something
shared,
about that real quick?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
Winhof has actually said that many times over, but people don't believe in him. He actually says that you will get visions when you're in your deepest primordial state. You will get visions of all sort of things, like for example me. I've seen Lardy like a day before he went live streaming, right, in the flesh with an angelic being pointing towards
Whoa, what the
Lardy.
heck?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's wild. I have seen Australia, point at Australia, completely detailed, with sand, rocks, everything. And what's that? Like half a month ago, I talked to Lincoln, be like, Lincoln, bro, I had another fucking vision where I saw a massive creek, a streaming river with salmon around me, and I was sitting like I was sitting in the sofa doing the Windhoff breathing. I was literally doing that just in the water with these fish around me. So yeah, man, I'm
What?
I'm telling you, this is when you enter your primordial state, when you're in the sixth sense, when you're in the deepest level, and that's why you hear those noises in your ears when you really go deep. You go really deep, and that's what
Oh, I was
Windhoff.
like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, it rattles your cage because it's like, what is happening? And I had to talk about. I've been talking to our fellow brothers and sisters about it. They're like, fuck me. I even talked to Lardy, and he was like, fuck me, man. Are you real? Yeah, I saw you painted up on a beach behind you. I saw the rocks, and I saw this angelic figure, like literally like pointing towards you, be like, listen, listen, right? And I saw his eyes were like ocean blue, starlight, glowing, and he was painted
Damn.
up like he was, right? I was like, fuck me. So I'm telling you, there's a connection you make. You get the outsource influence. I say influence. You get the signals into your brain,
Mm,
which is
yeah.
incredible. And Winhoff talks about this when you're in your deepest state. You explore this. Like he has like visions of his dogs dancing around him, and yeah, yeah, yeah. There's many like short videos where he talks about it, but people don't pay
Oh
attention to
wow,
it.
I've never even heard that.
Yeah, yeah. Like you get visions. Like it's perfectly normal because you are in your stance, your best self, and that means you receive the positivity, the energy going into you, and it's the mind blowing,
Oh,
mind blowing, mind blowing. And I've had
I saw this is probably about 6 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago. I was in bed, and then this old dark brown woman with a sort of turquoisey blue, white, and red beaded hat was just sitting there, and this is what she was just sitting there like this, and behind her was a man. I couldn't see the man, but
Yeah,
I know there was a man with
yeah.
her. I just know. But yeah, that's what showed itself to me, just that.
I didn't see the face of the angelic being, but he had a curved, like a much bigger head. He was taller than, massively taller than Lottie, and he was very. It was a blend of colors, like around his face, his skin. Like it was like completely weird, and he was wearing this like massive cobe or whatever, this robe thing. And he's just, first of all, he pointed me to Lottie, and then I looked at the angelic figure, and it was like literally with his body flow, toning me back to Lottie.
Wow.
And that was a day before he posted on that Thursday. It was literally the Wednesday afternoon when I got home from work, and I did like 5 or 6 sections of the wind hole breathing. I was so deep. I was like over 2, 3 minutes in, just sitting there holding my breath. And that's another thing. I'm asthmatic, right? I have problems breathing, but going that deep, holy smokes, as that is incredible, because we need to have more faith in our bodies and what we're actually capable of, because the
Yeah,
power
yeah,
is there. And that's
yeah.
the thing, right? You get to explore when you, for example, Lincoln has even more like incredible things where he's been like up 4 minutes or something holding his breath at like 14 or
Holy
yeah,
shit.
15 stages where he's been knocking it out with the breathing. And I talk to everybody, because that's another thing. When you get to explore this, talk to people, because they have, like you, for example, Nikki, you have your own stories of how you got connected and somehow got a vision, but you don't recognize it because, wow, oh wow, that's surreal, that's wild, like, because it's
Yeah.
messages, it's messages,
Yeah.
hidden messages, and we don't, because they're so powerful, we don't understand. Our feeble little monkey brain minds don't understand it, and
Yeah.
it's the same thing I keep telling people. The first time, for example, when I met Kim, when it clicked and I visited him, how I saw what is going to happen to people who don't wake up or get lost or dragged behind, right?
What did you see?
I had an experience with a kid who died in a bus. Right, I was there calling, like,
Oh,
waking it up and
I saw
everything.
that video. Is that
Yes,
when you were talking to Kim? Yes, I heard that.
yeah.
Yes.
So basically, is that kid told me with a straight face, almost completely pale, like completely white pale. He was basically dead. Um, and he told me with a straight face, with like eyes, sorry, completely tears everywhere, just saying straight to me, I was in a dark place and there was so many people there. That's haunting, especially when he
Mm.
talks about them having robes and they were like putting their heads down, and he was in this dark space of just emptiness. And that's
Mm.
another thing I really recommend people going over, watching Kim's videos when he's been talking about the bus accident, about himself, what he's been through with death experiences, because it's real, you guys. It's real, because the people who don't have the light, should I say, the soul within them, are gonna experience some bad things coming up, which is kind of haunting. Because I had the same experience with you when you saw that message, like painted on it. Was like, what the fuck? And I only got that when I got home, because I had shivers. I don't know what going through my head. Like at the moment, I didn't cope when he told me that. I was like, yeah, 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 that's right, buddy. Cool, cool, cool. That's fine. Yeah, you just had a stroke. Don't worry about it. And when I got home, it just clicked in. Like I just saw everything. I was like, fuck me, this is real. And that's how I got faith in Kim. That's how I
Mm.
understood that if I was not listening to this man, well, God sent me a message, like a clear message. That's a moment, right? And then, if you don't
Mm.
pay attention, you're not gonna receive the proper answers, or be like, fuck me, I need to do this now, because it's just how Kim tells us every time in his videos. The messages, the hidden messages are there to keep you on the path. Some people will meet angelic figures in their lives. Some people will get messages like I did through another person. Like it repeats, it repeats, and it repeats. Uh, you need to pay attention to this, guys. You need to pay attention because it's out there. You hear with this whistle in your ears when you're going so deep in your head. It's the how can I say it? The vibration. It's literally like the frequencies. You are literally hearing that in your head, and some people say, "Oh, it's just air going in, or the air leaving your ears," and others are saying, "No, no, I hear water. I hear the breeze. I hear the ocean." I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And hearing that from Lincoln as well, our brother in England, I was like, "Fuck me, I gotta try this out." And I heard the same thing. I heard the same bloody thing because you're so deep into this stage of the breathing that your six senses are just kicking out the park with all of these frequencies that you're getting, and it's just magic because that's another thing people need to understand in regards to the wind hole breathing is when you have to go deep, you guys. Stop thinking about the feelings, everything like signals, all of that, tinkling, whatever. It comes naturally when you do the breathing because you relax. And that's another thing for everybody who's in the, I would say, in the northern hemisphere or in some cold country. Get a blanket over you when you do the wind hole breathing because that's when you really feel the blood flow. First of all, your body is heating up and you feel the blood with the oxygen in it just refreshing it everywhere. So don't worry about the feelings. Don't worry about the feelings, you guys, because it comes naturally. All you have to do is just go deep and do the three stages, and if you feel like, oh man, I want another go at it, do it. Do it, because the deeper you go, the more connected you'll get. And I've learned that from listening to everybody from beginners to, I would say, masters on the matter. It's incredible, guys, and it's a journey that doesn't end. But yeah, like as Nikki says, like, oh man, tickles everywhere, and you feel this amazing flow throughout your body. And what it does, it cleanses you. It cleanses your entire body of negativity. Like, so what can you say, Nikki, in regards to what you feel when you've done the breathing or the cold showers? How do you feel when you leave the shower
Oh,
or bathtub or when you finish with
when
wind
I
hub?
when I finish so I do my breathing. So when I get up in the morning, I don't do the breathing first. I do it the other way. So I have either a cold shower or ice bath first, get dry, whatever. Then I do the breathing. But when I get out of the shower or the ice bath, I am freaking pumped with energy,
Yes.
and I'm like ready to go. But I've even noticed, like, at my job, I'm 47. I turned 47 this year on the 27th of April. And I've noticed I don't have any pain and I feel like I did when I was in my 20s.
Yes. That's true because you
Mm,
feel the renewed energy in your body.
yeah.
Right? You feel like I've said it many times. I feel like I'm seven again. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna climb trees now. I'm gonna let's do this, right? Like, and
But,
that's the thing.
when I try and explain it to other people, like I always say to them, I chase the feeling after it. That's what I do. Like, I'll do I don't care how cold it is. I really don't give a shit because the feeling I get after it and how it makes me feel is what I want.
Yes, that's power. That's power
Yeah.
because it is the positivity you are rewarded from doing this. It's what it's worth, and you are your own reward. You guys, you're gonna receive this message through your body be like, whoa, let's do that again. And then you hit the shower again, right? Or you jump in the
Yeah,
lake.
and
Or
yeah, and it gets to the point like I'm at that point like you, Philip. I mean, you've been doing it now for what, 3.5 years,
yes.
and
Uh,
I've been doing it for 11 months. That's how long I've been listening to Kim. But what was I going to say? I've lost track of what I was going to bloody say.
it's an experience more or less you were getting into, or what do you think in regards to the whole journey? Is that what you mean, like in regards to what you have experienced through doing it in this short period? Is that what
Yeah,
you like?
like
What?
I'm really really happy that the first video I ever listened to was that, because even though I didn't know Kim, he inspired me. But well, I didn't have to muck around and listen to him basically because I started the breathing the very next day. So I'm very happy about that.
But yeah, it gives you that boost. It gives you that confidence to do it, and you got to remember, like that's another question you basically answered. You received a message of listening to Kim, and through listening to Kim, you got a message of do this and you'll cure yourself. Do this
Yeah.
and you relieve your body of this conflict within. And that's what I want to like get to now. Like, what would you, through doing these practices and listening to Kim, what would you say to people out there if they haven't begun the journey themselves through the Wim breathing, or the cold showers, or let's say the stretches or exercises with Wim What would you say to people in order to like let them know that this is actually something that is out of this world amazing? Like, what would you give in regards of confidence or inspiration to people, letting them know out there?
For me, I would say, stop making excuses for the ones that aren't doing it, because there are some out there that, they're following, but they're not doing anything. So uh, unless you're doing the work, like I said, you got to walk the talk,
Yes.
and, and you've got to feel all the healing going on in your body. You have to go through it to know what anyone's talking about. But like I said, I chase that feeling, and I mean, my body is completely. This is how it feels for me anyway. Healed. I'll tell you what. Today at work, one of the guys who was going to start doing this, and he said he couldn't even get in the shower. He kept going like that, touching the water, and he said, "Fuck this! I'm not doing it." And he never started. And he said to me today, "Hey Nikki, are you still doing that Wim Hofi thing?" And I says to him, "Yeah, I am." And he goes, "How long now?" And I said, 11 months. And he said, "Geez, you're good, all right." And he goes, "Are you feeling anything?" And I said, "I feel like a fucking 20-year-old."
Yeah, I feel like I can fly.
I do. I
Yeah.
feel like the best I've ever fucking felt. And I'm 47, and I'm
Yes.
thinking, how is this even possible? And now that's why when I share the videos, I actually get people private messaging telling me how they've been and they have a lot of body pain and, all these things. And I always say to them, then have a cold shower, and then they're like, oh, but, oh, and they're always making excuses. I'm said, well, keep your pain, I can't tell you what else to do, but
No,
if
no,
you
no.
want to
That
be
is
free of it
exactly it.
all,
That is exactly it. Let's highlight that, because you are giving people the inspiration and the tools to say, "Do this, man." Because look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, guys, look at me. What I've achieved, man. It's like 11 months. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But look how what I've become. Look at me now
yeah,
compared to what I was before.
yeah.
And
But look at it took 23 days to completely heal my golfer's elbow and tennis elbow in both arms.
that's incredible. That's incredible. That's power. And that's people need to understand this, because
Mm,
we can talk about this all day, but in the end it's people's own decisions. Like, we can only, as Nikki is saying, I can literally only show you what I've achieved. But you
yeah,
have to, and that's the thing with action. Like,
Yeah.
let go of your scripture and pick up your sword. It's basically that concept. Put it into action, right? Like,
Yes.
and I like,
And you'll become addictive. Like I'm so addictive. I
yes,
cannot go a day without it now. I just freaking love it. And I
same.
never ever thought I'd say the day that I love to have cold showers and ice baths. I never ever thought I'd ever hear myself say that.
And it's powerful because what you understand is it literally activates you in what we have lost. Because
Yes.
this is also something way deeper in regards to the human condition and our spirit, because every single one of us out there is a victim of what society has done to us, be it either in the past or centuries or whatever, like yesterday, whatever, today, doesn't matter. Every single day society is draining us of our power, and what you can hear in this is that Nikki has literally exploded outwards, exploded with positivity energy, and just having her partner and her family now doing this, you guys. Imagine that to your family, you guys. Imagine the
Mm,
power, imagine the positivity, the energy. You inspire others through happiness, through joy, through love. And that's what you gain from the windhole breathing. You gain
yeah.
your self, your sixth sense, your soul, and also you conquer your demons. Let's say it's pain, let's say it's, oh, right now I'm having so many headaches every day. You try do this windhole breathing in the evening or when you feel a headache.
Mm.
You
Also, I was going to say, so my boy started 30 days after me and my partner did it. So when my partner started, so I did it right from the start. I did the breathing and the showers, whereas he just done the showers, but he was blown away because his shoulder pain that he's had for years went.
yes.
Anyway, I explained to him that he needs to do the breathing, and I needed him to do it because the boys look up to their father, you know. And so I said, for them to do it, you have to do it because they're going to copy you. And I explained the importance of the breathing, how it's the holy breath. And I said, you have to do the breathing. You can't do it half-hearted. And so he started doing the breathing, and he's freaking better than me. He's so good at holding his breath, my partner. Even my boys are very, very good at it. My daughter is doing it, but she's a bit sick at the moment. And so she's still doing it, but she's spewing a lot. So she's trying her best.
Oh, good
But
on
I
her.
said to her, just keep going, And I said, and you'll get there when you're not spewing, But yeah, but no, I'm trying to share it with as many people as possible. But yeah, I've got a couple of friends in New Zealand and at the Gold Coast, and my best mate came here 2 weeks ago and stayed with me for 4 days. And when she works at Gold Coast Hospital, and she was booked in to have both hands done for carpal tunnel, and it was 7,000 per hand. And I said to her, why don't you just do the Wim Hof breathing? And she says, oh, no, that probably won't work. And I said to her, well, I told one of the guys at work because his mother hadn't worked for since he was 14, I think he said, and he's now 21. And I said, is your mum open to trying something new? And he said, yes. So I sent all the thing, and she did the Wim Hof breathing and cold showers, and her carpal tunnel's gone completely. By that, I was able to tell my very good friend, and hers is completely gone. So when she got her booking to go in for the operation, she said, oh, actually, I don't need it anymore.
See, that's power. That's awesome. That is so cool that you told me that, because have the same with a guy who had diabetes, and he's like, yeah, man, I can feel that my body, it has more air. I can feel that. I can
Yeah,
like it's same like it's same with his toes. Like I can feel the my circulation around my toe. That's what and he's like what? He's 62. And it's like, man, that's awesome, mate. Keep doing it. It's like, oh, I can feel the simulation through my like blood and everywhere down my toes now. I couldn't do that before. It's like, mate,
yeah,
that's powerful. Keep doing it. It's like you'll understand the benefit of listening to your body through doing it naturally. And this is literally
Yeah.
a cleansing of the body. That is why we activate ourselves through. We call it stress, right? Winhof call it stress, but what we're doing is we're doing the natural way of activating the body's inner workings, where it's more or less pumping in a lot of air and just letting all of the bad flow in the body get out. So it's a
Yeah.
renewed energy. And that's why we do the
Yeah.
breathing, and that's why we. It's the same with the cold showers. That's why you face your worst fear, because we want to activate the body. Be like, hey, 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 I got control here. Fuck off, mate. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
come here, come here. I'm in control here. And
I know, that, when you're at the start and you're still, going through your 30 days. And I remember I was like day 4, and the voice in the head was going,
yeah,
no, don't get in. It's too cold. You don't need it. Don't
yes.
get in, don't get in. And I had heard Kim talk about yin and yang, and I was like going, fuck you, I'm going to get in.
And that's the power, man. That's so good. I love that so much, because I had the same thing. It's like the first time I ever did it, it was like, oh man, like, oh, this is tough. This piss cold. Oh, I know it. And then like a month later, I was in the fjord,
Oh,
and I did it again with my family barely over a year ago, and I did the 10 minutes challenge in the cold fjords on December the what is that, the third, and fuck me, that I had some lot of people standing there saying, "Fuck me, this lad, he's really kicking the park here. Fuck me, he's kicking the ball right." I was like, and my nephew were like, "Oh man, that's my uncle." And it's like,
how it is.
and it's like, it's incredible, because he was so proud, and my dad was like banging on my shoulder, be like, "Fuck me, man, you're a man now." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." But what we also gotta like point towards is that my friends and my family have seen this. They've seen what I've done, what I've achieved, but they don't listen because they are stuck in the human condition, unfortunately. But
Mm,
that's why I wanted to talk with Nikki here about her experiences. And what you literally can hear, you guys, is it's tough waking people up, because they're stuck in a mindset where, oh no, there's a person who wants to help me, but there's a doctor saying that, or I need to pay attention, but you're not willing to open your heart into when somebody is literally reaching out a hand, be like, come with me and I'll show you, or take my hand and I carry your burdens. When people are so far out in regards of, I would, oh yeah, the death effect of this judgmental crap, with where when they see a shower, where they see a person holding their breath, they're like, oh no, thank you. A lot of
mm,
fear is controlling this, and
yeah.
it's really sad, you guys, because I've followed Nikki for a long time. I've seen her videos, and my God, you guys, watch that woman! Holy crap, she's shining here. Just look at her, man. Look at her. She's a fucking example of how you can break free, you guys, especially through understanding the Winhof method, because
Mm,
it's the power within, and it goes to show, because what it does, you guys, igniting. It's igniting your soul bit by bit every day, because it's addiction, right? You can just hear it from me and Nikki here. It's addiction. Like, once you get
mm,
started, you get going, and
yeah.
it only goes up from here, you guys. That goes for everybody watching this or listening in. This is to encourage you to take the step towards bettering yourself, rather than thinking of the world. Think of you. Be a little bit selfish. Think of what you can achieve here, because
Mm,
it's beyond the mind, and that's what you need to fight. You need to fight the mind and listen with your heart. And once you get into this, you'll understand the benefits of actually open every door. Like, there's so many positivities and possibilities in regards of opening yourself up. Like, it's constant positivity throwing into you, and you just build this confidence to just do things. Like, be as Nikki told later, be on the internet, being in conversation with people like I'm myself now. You can't hurt me anymore. I'm fearless. I am a mountain right now. I'm no longer a rubble. I am a mountain, and I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my achievements, and now I wanna sh- I wanna share that experience and that gift to another human being. Because that's the thing. Once you've gotten here, you have that fire within to literally be like,
Yeah.
do this, you guys, do this.
Yeah.
And it's something that's hard to talk about because we need to understand that we're all individuals, you guys, and it's up to each and every one of you out there to face your worst self and understand the benefits of actually listening rather than throwing out your opinions or whatever fear or whatever sort of things rule your mindset. You just gotta fucking charge this like you gotta charge this like a bull. Like go into the showers, do the wing hole breathing because it will help you on the journey of like for example I have a mate. I'm gonna not gonna name him, but he's a young fella, and I've been talking to him for over a year with this wind hole breathing, and he came back to me in a message, literally like crying and saying, "Fuck me, I should have listened to you long ago. I should have done the." And then when he did the wind hole breathing, he shared that with me, and I'm telling you, man, it warms my heart listening to that. It gives
Yeah.
me, it gives me so much courage and strength to keep this ball rolling, and just hearing that your mates are beginning on this, that's the thing people need to understand. This is gonna spread like a wildfire. Like
Mm.
imagine Winhoff, Jeremy Griffiths, everybody else are struggling with spreading this, but if you do this from the heart, like Nikki is doing with her friends, you'll understand the encouragement, the desire, the heart to literally give that to another person is it's magical. Like there's no words for it. It's amazing giving people that encouragement and inspiration to actually do this themselves because we are only limited by the freaking mind, which is why we need to shut
Mm.
that fucker up. We need to
Yes.
throw it in the bushes. Like Kim says
Yeah.
to me, stop being a silly wombat. And I understand that more and more, man. It's like I get it, because every single one of us, you guys, are a victim. You might think, oh,
Mm.
Nikki has done this for 11 months, man. It's like, yeah, I've been doing it for like almost 3 years. It's like, yeah, so what?
Mm.
So what? We're not gonna master this in this lifetime whatsoever. We are all of us victims in this, and we are just beginning to explore the wonders of actually
Mm.
achieving this. And my God, why wouldn't you have some of that? Why wouldn't you have some of that?
Exactly.
Like
Yes.
experience this, you guys. So I wanna say this as a conclusion, you guys. Return to your primordial state of consciousness, of being a loving and compassionate creature with loyalty, honor, respect, moral empathy, and remorse, with encouragement and inspiration, you guys. Understand the tools here, understand the principles of being human again, and I want to thank you, Nikki, from the bottom of my heart, coming out with this because I hope it will ignite people, inspire people to actually do this, following the witness and the pieces he puts together and what he can encourage you with. Because let's be real, man, like that man is a bonfire, like he's a beacon. And
Yes, he
I,
is.
I know people are not so much into confrontation, but you need a massive, massive kick in the ass, you guys, and stop being judging with your eyes or your ears for a moment, right? Just stop being judgmental. Throw it away, throw it in the bin. Be the new self, reborn, right? It means something.
Mm.
Do this.
I actually love the way he delivers the message because if he was all soft and sappy and shit like that,
Yes,
I'd turn it off.
yes. He's real. And that's
Yeah.
what people need to understand, because understanding the real being of how it actually is to be human, to be, that's the thing. When we can talk for hours about this, but people need to understand, we need to return where we can have a conversation. Adults, we need to be adults rather than children, because the majority of people around the globe are fucking babies. And I literally mean that word so much, because you need to stop being babies, being children, and actually be adults and talk about your weaknesses. Talk from the heart rather than your mind, because it will open doors, more ways that
Mm.
people could possibly understand. And that's what we're doing here. We're building bridges. We are uniting behind this concept of we are all in this shit house. We're all in this boat, and we need to figure it out sooner rather than later, and understand that we are all victims, that we can do this together. So,
Mm.
everybody, please head over. I'm gonna link it in the description, as I've said 3 times already. Please head over, follow the witness page, listen to the witness who was promised, coming in the future with all of the pieces, you guys, all of the wisdom to guide mankind, right? All of the wisdom, all of the pieces to guide you to salvation. And this is it. This is the tools you use. So thank you so much, Nikki, from the bottom of my heart, coming forward with this and standing as a beacon, man. It's really appreciate it.
All good.
Talk to you guys soon, and see you guys. Bye bye.
All right. Much love.